Om Shanti. So Baba in the Murli usually does very nice wordplay, and today also Baba talks about two words, attention and tension. And Baba says you shouldn't have the tension of having attention. Yes. And do you understand what Baba is asking us not to have? Because most people have this tension of being attentive. Do you have that? Yes. So whenever there is, it's not like we are not working or we are not. So Baba in the Murli today also says that this is Karam Kshetra. This is the field of action. So you're doing action all the time, and it is never like we are not doing action. And most of us, we BKs, we Brahmins, are pretty productive in our actions also. But suddenly when you have a program that you have to do this, and this you have to finish by 11, then after that you have to finish this by 12:30, or you have to finish another task by again 2 later on, then suddenly you start getting tensed. Okay, so I have to do so many things, and then it has to be finished in time, and this and that. So Baba says that being attentive is your natural quality. When you're asked to pay attention, don't take the tension of it. And I was just thinking that, according to Gyan, when we become body conscious, all our natural qualities become very difficult to access. And all the vikars become very easily accessible. Yes, so these days, people find it very difficult to be honest and very easy to be dishonest. Whereas honesty is our natural quality. So this is what body consciousness does to us. So when we are body conscious, then everything that should come naturally to the soul. And these days we want to be paid for our honesty. And we don't think that honesty is natural and you don't need payment for it. You don't need a reward for it. So we need a reward for honesty, and dishonesty is taken in the stride, okay? So it's okay to be dishonest. But when you're honest, you want a reward for it, you want recognition for it, you want acknowledgement for it. So this is the kind of culture we live in. Or let's say, even being peaceful, you want to be noticed if you're peaceful. Yes, or even people notice you, that's also there. So, you are noticed, you are someone standing apart when you are peaceful. And when you're peaceless, you're vociferous, you cannot control your words, or you cannot control your actions, then it is considered to be normal and natural. So Baba says that this is what happens in body consciousness, and similar is the case with this quality of being attentive. Now, when I think about the word attentive, sometimes it doesn't, we don't grasp the whole meaning of it. So I think living consciously is what we can call being attentive. So what Baba means by being attentive all the time is be living consciously. Conscious living. So when all our actions are done consciously, That's called being attentive. And Baba says, conscious living is your natural quality. You are a conscious being, you are a conscient being, you have a buddhi, you have divine sanskars in you. So everything you do has to be filled with, accuracy and good pre-thought. So every action of yours has to be done with good pre-thought and very consciously. So Baba says, and that's natural to you. But now that it has become very unnatural, so when you have to get up at 4, you have to put an alarm. Yes, whereas getting up at 4 is your natural quality. So Baba says that this natural quality of attention, being aware of what you're thinking and choosing your thoughts consciously, choosing your feelings consciously, choosing your lifestyle consciously, eating consciously, or waking up consciously, using your time and energy consciously, this should come naturally to you. And Baba says that, and when Baba tells us this thing, when Baba reveals to us what should come naturally to us, then we keep it in our awareness. And when we train ourselves to be in that swaman, that capacity emerges. Baba has told us, smriti se samarthi. So once you start remembering or that you are a conscious being and you have the capacity to do everything consciously, then that capacity which is latent within you will start emerging. And Baba uses the example of army. And there is this brother I know, and he retired from a big position from the army, and now he's retired. So once he was talking to me about his timetable, so what time he gets up every day, and he has a fixed time for breakfast and almost a fixed menu for breakfast and everything, very fixed. So then there was somebody else also in that room. So they asked, now you are retired, so you could relax a little. So, you could just relax a little and you could be a little flexible with your timings. And then he said, who told you I'm not relaxed? I'm completely relaxed. So, who told you that if I wake up at the same time every day, or if I eat the same food every day, or I follow a certain timetable, I'm not relaxed? What has it got to do with relaxation? So, we have this bizarre idea that when we move according to the whims of our feelings and mind, then we are relaxed. This is a bizarre idea that we have given ourselves. And when we move according to a timetable, then there is no room for being relaxed. So, no, but discipline is a natural trait of the soul. And when you follow a timetable, so there is a biological clock, there is a what do you say? There is a world clock. Baba talks about the Srishti Chakra. So Baba is telling us the relevance of time. So there is 24-hour clock and there is this 5,000 years clock. And Baba says you move according to that. You understand the signals of the time according to the 5,000-year clock. And also, you calibrate your, the day clock. So you fix your timetable according to your understanding of the time. So when you understand that it is time to go back, it is time to create divine sanskars, it is time to get back our spiritual power, and then you fix your day clock, your timetable according to Baba's disciplines, and you ensure that at the end of this journey you will emerge as spiritually powerful. So Baba says that you must have a plan, you must have a timetable, and there should be no problem in being attentive about it. And for that, you have to practice that attention is my original quality. There is no burden in being attentive. So Baba says that soldiers in an army must never be careless. And Baba says you are a spiritual army. They must always pay attention and remain alert. And apart from attention, Baba is talking about this quality of being alert. And who do we have to remain alert about? So about Maya. Yes, so about weak thoughts, about thoughts that discourage you, thoughts that tell you that you are not capable of the highest, the best. So be very alert and pay a lot of attention. You are also the Pandav army, so let there not be the slightest carelessness. Let attention become your natural method. Some have tension while paying attention. So if you have that, drop it from today. Because you see that Baba is the truth. And when Baba tells something, that is the truth. So when Baba says that attention is my original quality, it is the truth. And I can conveniently come to that mental position inside where I can, ensure that I have no tension in paying attention, because I've accepted that when Baba says this is my natural quality, it is my natural quality. So Baba says some have tension while paying attention, but a life of tension cannot continue all the time. This is also very important, because if you are doing something but you are doing it with tension, then you cannot do it for very long. Yes, so some people have the tension of getting up every day early in the morning, or the tension of following disciplines, or the tension of having a disciplined Brahmin life. So if you have the tension of it, then it cannot continue all the time. If you accept that this comes naturally and easily to me, only then can it continue very long. And then Baba says, therefore make paying natural attention your nature. So you can make your nature. Do you know that? Yes, so you are the creator of your own nature. Whatever you accept as your nature will become your nature. Yes, so Baba says, make paying natural attention your nature, and your habit of forgetfulness will finish. So all carelessness, forgetfulness will merge in this Swaman, that I am a naturally attentive soul. Now, do you know that when Baba gives a blessing and you accept the blessing, then Baba gives you the power to become an embodiment of that blessing. So if you are accepting that Baba has given me this blessing, and from today I accept natural attention as my original quality, then Baba will give you a tathastu, and that will become your natural quality. Yes, so if you have faith in the Sadguru, then your life will become an embodiment of blessings. So do it that way, okay? So this is it. And then Baba also today talks about, you being a stick for the blind. So Baba says that, so today's song is Nainheen ko raha dikhao Prabhu. So show the path to the blind, dear God. And everybody in bhakti asks God to show the path. And here Baba comes and shows us the path. Yes, so Baba gives us the knowledge. Baba may opens our third eye. We can see the past, present, and future. We can see the difference between what karma is creating, what destiny. So Baba shows us the path. And then Baba tells us, you also become a stick for the blind. You also show everyone the path. Okay. Now the thing is, Baba uses an example of artists today. Yes, and Baba says that if you are an artist, then you should create pictures which depict Baba's knowledge. Yes. Now, first thing that we need to understand here is our intellects should be filled with the truth for our art to convey it. Yes, if you can speak well, if you are a good artist, if you are a good singer, if you are a good, maybe if you are good these days, there is animation, there is videography, there are so many things that people are good at. But only that which you have inside will find expression in your art. So first, you have to be a good yogi and fill your intellect with knowledge properly. And then the second stage is it can find expression in your art. And let me tell you a very important thing, that you see that everyone who understands Gyan understands it through pictures. Yes, so we have Baba's pictures, the ladder, the kalpa tree, the Trimurti, everything, we have all these beautiful pictures through which we understand Gyan. We have the Srishti Chakra, and they were created by, all these pictures were created by souls who were not artists. In the conventional way, you wouldn't call them artists. So they were not known for their art, but they were Gyanis and Yogis. So Baba filled their hands with the capacity to express what Baba had given them as a gift. So if you see the Yagya history, then Dada Vishwaratan and his team, he had a team of, brothers and sisters, and they were all Baba's children, very innocent, and they had no idea. Even Dada Vishwaratan said that when I created the picture of the kalpa tree, that was the first art I ever did. So I had never made a picture before that. And so Baba tells us that, I will fill you with the speciality. But first, you must have love for Baba. You should fill your intellect with knowledge and remembrance of Baba. So this is the first thing that we need to understand. Now let me tell you a very simple example. Let's say you are an architect. Now, and you're given a seva. So, Didi thinks that maybe you can design Baba's home. Now you can design a home, you can design a building, but how can you design Baba's home? Until and unless you have Baba in your heart. And when you understand the yagya well, then you will be able to design Baba's home. So there is a difference between, being very specialized in your skill and having the capacity to use that skill for seva. So for using your skill for seva, you have to be a yogi and a jnani. So I think, and I have felt that if I can use my skill for seva, then my skill in Sangam Yug gets materialized. So, it is successful. My life in Sangam Yug is successful if I am able to create something that will do seva. But for that, I have to make a lot of effort to be a jnani and yogi. So that's very important. So Baba tells us, and also I want to talk about this thing that these days people are very creative, very, very creative. You look at the content these days, from the way the script is designed to the screenplay to the dialogues to everything, everything, the way it is scripted or presented, or the way the technology that is used, it is the height of being creative. So everyone is very, very creative these days. Little children, you see, they are so creative. They know how to use the technology and create. But as are you, so is your creation. And these days, I personally feel that because people are into a lot of vices, so all the creation is being used to promote vicious nature or advocate vicious nature. So people are promoting and advocating the freedom for sexuality and so many things through their creation, and lot of your creative ability, your artistic ability is going into that. And there is somebody who was talking about this the other day, that people are spreading a lot of awareness about this and that and the other. So I was telling them, I don't know why people need to spread the awareness about something which already, people are not able to help. So, people are already into a lot of vices and lot of greed and lot of other stuff. And then if you are creating content to promote all of that, then I don't know how much of productive karma you're creating there. So all that is there. So Baba says that these days, because people are vicious, so they are using all their creative energy to promote a vicious culture, a culture of vices. And in the name of awareness, I think. Yes. So Baba says that there is no need to promote the awareness that weakness is a reality, that problems are a reality. I think the awareness that we really need to generate is about the solution. Mostly, people are advocating the problems, and they are trying to tell you that problems are real and that weaknesses are real. And there is a lot of content that tries to tell you that this is a real problem. But I think that if we use the same content, same creative ability to convey the solution, it would be better. Yes, because if there is no solution, and even about being compassionate, even if you create 100 videos about how to be compassionate to somebody who is struggling in life due to any reason, physical, emotional, any kind of reason, mental health, whatever, if you try to create so many videos about how you should be compassionate about somebody who's suffering, if you don't tell them how to pull the strength to be compassionate, because it's not like people don't want to be compassionate, but when you're spiritually disempowered, you cannot be compassionate. So until and unless we used our creative abilities to create spiritual power, to tell people how to connect with Baba, how to develop spiritual power, then all this advocating and spreading of awareness is just a farce. So, you sometimes you might get emotional. So I've seen people, who get very emotional watching movies or watching stuff which tells you that somebody is suffering, or they start understanding that they are suffering, but they are living with the same kind of they are living with another person under the same roof who is going through the same phase and same problem, but they are not able to be compassionate towards them or appreciate their problem, because until and unless you spread awareness about the solution, and you give them the method to shift from a disempowered soul to a powerful soul, the problem stays then and there. Yes, so this is something that I want to also talk about in this area. And then I will tell you one personal incident. So there was, 4 or 5 years back, and I had already been in Gyan for some time, and I I understood Baba, and I understood Baba's knowledge a little. And then at that time there was somebody who told me that you can write well, so why don't you do content writing for me? So somebody in the world, they told me that you have the capacity to write, and you can do content writing for me, and I'll pay you well. So then I asked them, do I write well? So he said, yes. I said, okay, so then you've given me a good idea, so I'll write for Baba. So, so then I started writing a blog. So that was the beginning of my writing of a blog, and I wrote the blog for around 3 years every day. So that is how that started. So I wanted to share this journey, because when you know Baba, sometimes you are not aware of your skill also. But when you have a skill and you are ready, you have that mental framework, and you have the necessary knowledge, and you have the yoga with Baba, then Baba will make you use that skill for seva. So this is also there. So first thing is to be ready in your understanding of knowledge, and in your stage where you are in yoga with Baba. So this is it. And then Baba also talks in the Murli about this being a Karam Kshetra. So, and Baba says that there is no possibility of Karam Sannyas here. So, and this word Karam Sannyas comes from Sannyas Dharam. So, on the path of renunciation, people talk about being Karam Sannyasis. So, they say that we have left karma. So, we are not doing any karma now. So, that's why they leave their homes, they leave their jobs, they leave everything. They think they leave the world, and they go and settle in another part of the world, which is usually a jungle. But Baba says that you live in a Karam Kshetra, and you can never leave karma, because everything you do here is karma. So even when you think, you breathe, you talk, everything is karma. So Baba says you can only decide what karma you want to do and how you want to do, but you cannot decide whether you want to do karma or not, because this is Karam Kshetra. So I'll read those lines for you. Baba says that by making effort, you can attain an elevated reward. Without making effort, you cannot even receive water. This is known as the field of action. Humans cannot stay without performing any action. The term renunciation of action, Karam Sannyas, is wrong. Many use force. They learn to walk on water or over fire, but what benefit do they gain from that? They waste their lives for nothing. Devotion is performed to become free from the sorrow of Ravan, to become free and then return home. This is why everyone remembers that we go to the land of liberation and to the land of happiness. Now, what Baba means in this is, so you see, there are two paths. We are Raj Yogis, and then there is Hatha Yoga. Okay, so when Baba says people use force, he means they are Hatha Yogis. Okay, now what does a Hatha Yogi do? He just, he forces his organs to be disciplined, and then they sit in a certain posture and they try to focus their mind and intellect, and then they sometimes claim to have developed certain powers like walking on water or walking on fire. And then Baba says that but that is a waste. Now, why does Baba say this is a waste? Let's understand this. For this, I want to share with you the story of Ramakrishna Paramhans. So once he had a disciple, and that disciple came very happily to Ramakrishna Paramhans ji, and he said, Guruji, I have cracked something. I have attained a power, and if you come to know that, you will be really happy. And then he asked, what is it, child? What power have you developed? And that student kept saying, that disciple kept saying, repeating, that you'll be really happy when you come to know what I have created. And then finally, he showed Guruji that he could walk on water. And then when he told Ramakrishna Paramhans that, see, I have attained this power and I've spent so many years doing this, and now I think this power can do wonders. So then Ramakrishna Paramhans said, why did you waste all your spiritual energy into this? You could have just paid the boatman 10 paisa to give you a ride from one corner of the water to the other. So why did you waste your time and energy and spiritual effort in getting a power which can be bought with 10 paisa? So, there are sometimes, people say that if there are magicians who show this trick that we can just by looking at the seed make it germinate, or we could twist a spoon by looking at them, or do something with the flame by looking at them. So let's understand one law. So you are a soul and you have spiritual power, and spiritual power is creative energy. So you have man, buddhi and sanskar, and with the power of concentration, you can hone your skills. You can, by using your skills in one direction, you can just develop power in that area. So if you every day practice looking at a spoon, then you will have power of this over this spoon. But what use it is? So Baba says that you are a soul and spiritual power is a reality. But you need understanding about how to use it. So Baba says that in bhakti, we are always calling out to God to take us from sorrow into happiness and peace. So Baba says, that's why you are asking the Supreme Soul to help you. And when you understand that you are spiritually powerful, then that should be your aim, creating a world of happiness and peace. And when you become aware of your spiritual power, then this is where you should use it. And Baba teaches us the method to create that world of peace and happiness. So Baba says that this is Karam Kshetra and you're always doing karma. Your mind and intellect are always available to you. But with the proper aim, you will be able to concentrate in the right area and create that which is useful, that which cannot be created through science and technology. Because these days, there is almost nothing that science can't create in the physical world. Yes, so science is able to create everything. But what science is not able to create is a world of peace and happiness. So Baba says, if you want to invest your spiritual energy into something, it has to be this area. Okay. Now this is there, and then I will take up Mama's Vani, and in Mama's Vani, Mama is telling us something very important today. So in the first point that Mama is talking about the importance of knowledge for remembrance. So Mama says, if you want to have Baba's remembrance, then knowledge is very important. And in that, Mama tells us one law. So let's understand that law. Mama says, remembrance is connected with knowledge. Now, with knowledge, you can imagine with your mind, or you can sit and have a glimpse. If you have knowledge beforehand, you can have proper yoga and dhyan. Now, what does this mean? So you see that when you look at something, yes, then where do you project it and experience it? In your mind, right? Or when you think about something also, you project it in your mind. But the way it is projected in your mind space depends on what you know about it. Do you get it? So let's say money or gold. Okay. Now you have a big, big slab of gold, let's say, right? But you don't know what that is. You don't know this is gold. You don't know this is valuable. So you look at it, does it translate into happiness? No, because you don't have knowledge about it. But when you have knowledge that this is gold, then it translates into this is something valuable. And then second, somebody tells you that this belongs to you, then it translates into wealth and power, feeling of wealth and power inside you. So everything is based on knowledge. So even when something is in front of you, your vision is based on knowledge. Even when you are thinking about something, your feeling about it is based on knowledge. If there is no knowledge, then even if you see something in front of you, you will not have the true feelings about it. You will have some feelings about it based on your interpretation of it, but then you will not have true feelings about it. So even if you see Baba's picture, so you see that when I see Baba's picture, so Baba is just a point of light, but I feel power, I feel happiness seeing Baba's picture because I have knowledge about this is Baba's picture. And I have knowledge that Baba is the ocean of happiness, ocean of power. But if I gift that same picture to somebody without explaining them, then they will just hang it in their drawing room like a decorative piece. And they will not get the same power or happiness from that picture. So Baba says, whether it is you thinking about Baba or whether it is you looking at Baba's picture, what that translates into as a feeling in your mind depends on knowledge. So knowledge is very, very important for you to feel Baba as he is. And you always feel everything according to your knowledge. So let's say there is one person and I have the knowledge that he is full of virtues and that person is great and that person is kind and helpful, and then I feel differently about them, and somebody else has the knowledge that this person is just using his kindness as a cover and he is different inside, and then they feel differently about them when they remember them. So Baba says remembrance is totally based on knowledge. And when you have, Baba usually uses one phrase, yatharth yad, which means true remembrance. True remembrance is what Baba says is the key to becoming powerful. And true remembrance means remembrance based on true knowledge of who Baba really is. So when you know Baba as he really is, and then remember Baba based on that knowledge, then you get the true power of remembering Baba. So this is a very important thing to understand in today's Murli. So with this frame, you go through the Murli and try to understand how important remembrance is. And Mama is also talking about the true meaning of Om today. So look at all those points and churn them and have a nice day. Om Shanti.